It's time for Design Appeal.
There are many homes out there that are not very energy efficient. An inefficient home is essentially leaking money out of your windows. Joe Marinello of Nescor is here to tell you about the problem and a few of the things that you can do to fix it. Hi, Joe. Glad you could be here because everybody is trying to save money these days, and having an efficient home will help them do that. Yes. What are three of the most common ways that a home loses its energy?
Well, the way it loses its energy is through the building envelope. You have your appliances that use some electricity, you have your lighting that uses electricity, but then you have your HVAC system, your furnace, your hot water heater, your air conditioner, and they're heating and cooling the space inside your house, which is what we call the building envelope. That's made up of your attic, your basement, and the walls. So that's the place that we need to keep the heat in. Right. If your furnace kicks on and heats that space, and then that heat escapes, it's got to heat it again. So one of our goals is to keep your furnace from turning on, because that's how your energy gets used.
Gotcha. So the more heat we can keep in. Now, what are the three specific ways that you talked about that the heat leaks out of the houses?
Right. The first way is through infiltration, which is basically just small holes in your house. Can lights you might have in the attic, up near your chimney, the plumbing stacks that come through your chimney, your outlets that face the outside of the house.
Okay, and you can see a little bit of the infiltration idea in this picture. The heat coming right out of the windows. You see some around the doors. Yeah. It's just not a good thing.
Right. How do we find those holes? It's the other picture with the arrows, if you want to put that up, is we put a blower door on the front door, and that creates a negative pressure in the house, and the computer actually measures how much leakage the home has, and we get a reading. Then we go around and we seal with caulking until we get that reading down to where we want it, and the house is breathing where we want it to be. So we plug up all of those small holes, and that just kind of let heat escape. Okay. That's way number one.
That's way number one, infiltration.
Well, that was infiltration.
Right, yes, that was way number one. Way number two.
Convection is the picture you had up there where you see the heat coming through the attic. Basically, in everybody's attic, they usually have, if the builder might put this into the attic, and if you're lucky, you have that. Okay. But if you look at the Department of Energy chart, they're looking for an R49 up in your attic. Okay. And this right here is an R30. So you basically have to have that much insulation in your home to stop that convection of heat out through your attic.
Wow. Now, when you say R30, R49 and R30, what does that mean?
R value is how long it takes the heat to get out the other side of the insulation. Okay. So it'll saturate it, and eventually it comes out the other side. The more insulation you have, the longer that process takes.
Gotcha. Okay, and then there's convection is the other one.
Right, this was convection.
Part of the same thing.
Yeah, this was convection. Okay. And then we have radiation, which is the third one. If you imagine your driveway and the sun soaking into your driveway, you feel your driveway, it's very hot. Well, your roof shingles are made of the same thing that your driveway is. So they're soaking the sun in all day, and then it's radiating that heat back down into the home, and it's fighting against your air conditioner. Right. So the way to combat that is with a radiant barrier. Which is really a foil-based blanket, goes right on top of your insulation. Okay. And it actually reflects the heat out, or in the wintertime keeps the heat back in. Right. So our little demonstration here is a light box, and I took this R30 and I put it in both sides here. And you can see on the thermometer, this has been on about 20 minutes now, I think. And the heat from this lamp has gone through the insulation and hit the thermometer, so it's about 110 degrees there in your attic.
It's closer to 120.
Is it?
Yeah, it's about 120 degrees. That's really hot.
Yeah, hot July day, and all that heat is now fighting against your air conditioner. So you put a radiant barrier on top of that, and you can see it keeps it really at room temperature.
Sure, it's much lower, that's about 70-ish degrees right there.
Right, and I can touch this because it's not getting hot because it's reflecting all of the heat.
Oh yeah, how about that?
So it keeps the radiant heat out of your house. So those are the three ways that we could help you.
Okay, now why, there's so many energy efficient homes out there. Why has this sort of created a problem and become a problem for the United States?
There's 45 million homes that don't have enough insulation. Radiant barriers have been installed in the last 1 or 2 years, really. So all of those homes don't have the radiant barrier, and they haven't really been air sealed because that's a newer technology, very expensive equipment. BPI is the authority that certifies people on how to use the blower door and seal up a house correctly. So this hasn't been going on long. So most of the homes in the United States, if they're built now, they're going to be built the right way. But all the ones that are out there need to be retrofitted with these three things.
Okay, now tell me a little bit about Nescor and the offer you have for our Mass Appeal viewers.
Well, Nescor's been around since 1957, been doing energy saving improvements, A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Right now there's a $1,500 that the government's giving you to do these things to your house because they want to get it done. Problem is it ends December 31st. And there's no more legislation after that, so now's the time to get this done.
Okay.
What we'll do today, if you call us at this number and tell us you saw us on Mass Appeal, is the $1,500 will come from the government and we'll match up to half of it. So we'll give up to $2,250 toward getting this done.
Well, there you go. That's a fantastic offer. So if you want to get this done in your house, now is the best time to do it.
Yeah, you have about 90 days if you want to take advantage of that.
Get it done before the end of the year. Joe, thanks so much for being here.
Okay.
Nescor, if you need anything from them, you give them a call at their at the number you see right there on the screen, 888-637-2671, or you can visit their website, nescornow.com. Joe, thanks so much.